Hey everyone, I got some updates today. The build for Molten Blast is finished and the written guide has been updated. In future iterations of the build, I'll probably migrate the guide to the max roll and POB. It seems like a nicer layout to understand. For now, I want to sum up the current version of Molten Blast. It's a solid mapper with a budget of 60 to 100 device. You can easily handle tier 15's maps and Citadel's bosses. Being able to burst down from afar is a nice perk, allowing you to run more dangerous modes. Plus 3 level pinnacle bosses aren't trivialized by this build, but with a high effective health pool, you can still defeat them and unlock their passives required to farm leak mechanic further. It's worth to mention that you should balance your mana cost and regeneration for these longer fights. The damage is not always the answer. I just hope that GGG will fix the built-in movement that prevents us from easily handling plus 4 versions. They're doable on a 120 divine budget, as you can see in the footage, but repositioning for the shotgun effect makes the fights unnecessarily harder and longer. You could include the bell in the fight, but it's very clunky and it's pretty annoying, especially with these special attacks from the bosses. Of course, you could just invest another 100, 200 device into the build, and those upgrades are included in the written guide. However, at the end, you might want to consider transitioning to the Tempest Flurry. The swap only requires some adjustment to a passive tree, the weapon, skill gems, and few jewels. The rest of the gear stays the same. Currently, I am testing this setup against the plus 4 Zest at Olrod, and it seems to deal 10 times more damage, mainly because the bell is quite broken. The clear speed is much better thanks to its enormous area effect. Simulacrums and ritual are significantly easier. I don't have much time to test this build properly against the Arbiter. I was counting on a boss respawns, otherwise testing and dying on him will be quite pricey. So I focused on the simulacrums, and with a budget of 180 divine, simulacrums are pretty easy. Of course, you can get one-shot by a weird mod combo, but once you got all the uniques like Warrior and Ingenuity, the bosses melt in a second. In the setup, I'm running a similar aura configuration. Just added Combat Frenzy to generate power chargers. I'm still using Thaumaturgical Infusion for extra defenses. Gem-studded and implanted gems might be a decent alternative, maybe even better for the Arbiter. The passive route has been adjusted to include Resonance and Drenched for the additional build damage. As you can see, I'm trying to squeeze my Gemling for as much as I can. And this is why I like ascendancies like this. Once you build a core, you can just swap and try different setups. So if you're disappointed or bored with Molten Blast, you can easily swap skills. And Hoa currently is tanking in the price, so it's worth to know that playing a stat stacker, or at least starting as a stat stacker, is quite cheap. Currently you can buy the gloves for the 2 divines, and in the background you can see how the build performs on a 1 divine budget. Another thing that I tried in the past week is the setup with Shockwave Totem. It looks magnificent, but it's unoptimized, and for now it made my eyes bleed. It's currently missing about 30 to 40 more damage due to the wrong gem setup and jewels. And for the few days it was actually bugged because the GGG wanted to try to fix something and ended up breaking it. But it should be fixed by now, and it could be a viable option, but it feels clunkier and slower compared to Tempest Flurry. The passive tree for this build and the other one should be in the description. Let me know what you think. I will probably make a proper build guide for these two. So for now, it should be the last update on a Molten Blast, and from now on I should focus on stat stacking for Tempest Flurry, but I think everything already was said. Just, like I said, I will try to make a proper POB And after that, maybe I'll revisit the Blood Mage and do something with it. I'm thinking about Original Sin. It was recently buffed, but we will see. And looking ahead, I think I will continue updating Molten Blast for the next leagues. I hope that GGG addresses the movement during the attacks. The build should be in a much better state. Perhaps, I'm certain that they will introduce new ways to scale damage. I know for sure that everyone are getting tired of seeing HOA and stat stacking, but for the alternatives, I think we will have to wait. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.